In the 41st millennium, and throughout all history, and more than likely in the Games Workshop headquarters, the brutal Orks have often been underestimated by the other powerful races in the galaxy. While all have learned to fear the destructive might of the Greenskins' migratory crusades, these are seen as temporary events. They sweep across a few systems before stalling, their tide of advance ebbing, and ultimately receding, so that they become little more than a footnote in the history of some other race. However, the Waaagh, led by Ghazghkull Thraka, is different, for this war boss is the most dangerous Ork alive. His mighty Green Crusade is no mere planet crusher, but an invasion that will shake the foundations of the galaxy in a war for total domination. As a race, Orks are not bound by history. They neither revere the past nor record it in any manner. Greenskins are creatures that live in and for the here and now. What makes the Ork, whose full name is Ghazghkull Thraka, so dangerous is that he has vision, not just for the present, but also for the past and most importantly for the future. He is no mere Ork, but rather the living prophet of the Ork gods Gork and Mork. Ghazghkull is their mighty instrument of destruction made manifest. When the leaders of the galaxy-spanning Imperium of Mankind first heard reports of Ghazghkull, they presumed he was like the other Ork warlords before him. Perhaps he was larger and stronger than most, but no more than that. After several battles, they begrudgingly granted that Ghazghkull possessed more beast-like cunning than was exhibited by the other leaders of his savage race, but they still gave him little credence. A very few of his human antagonists started to grasp the magnitude of Ghazghkull's ambition, but only by the time of the third battle for Armageddon did they realise that this was an Ork warlord beyond any that they had previously encountered. Those opponents who have underestimated Ghazghkull only do so once, for they rarely survive contact with the warlord. The few fortunate enough to escape speak of raw power, armies beyond count, all guided by the same grand vision. Unlike other Orks, Ghazghkull has shown a remarkable ability to learn from his failures. With each fight, he grows stronger and more cunning. Over the years, he has refined his tactics, devising new strategies based on his observations in previous battles. More ominous still for his foes, Ghazghkull has developed the ability to experiment, to test out new concepts in order to better hone them. Whether the voices Ghazghkull claims to hear in his head are truly those of Gork and Mork is unknown. What cannot be gainsaid, however, is that the Canny Ork appears to have some prescient ability. Time and again, the Ork warlord appears in exactly the right place at the right time. Ghazghkull has proven to be a master strategist, the greatest of his kind. He outmaneuvers his enemies, steamrolling over their assaults and sidestepping their carefully laid traps as if anticipating them in advance. In his lengthy campaigns, Ghazghkull is shown to be a masterful organiser, whose prepared assaults rival the meticulous battle plans of the Astra Militarum. However, there is nothing of the hidebound tactician in Ghazghkull, for he is an innovator and a cunning opportunist, ever ready to shift his troops to exploit any sudden weakness an opponent might present. And there are no fighters more brutal, more joyous in the act of crushing their foes, than the raucous, battle-loving warriors of Waaagh Ghazghkull. As some of the Imperium's foremost tactical minds have already learned, Ghazghkull is their strategic match, or more. But the news grows worse for those that would oppose the oncoming Green Wave. Ghazghkull's hordes are growing in number and skill, and he is gathering under his sway not just mindless followers eager to do his bidding, but also mighty warlords who would not bow before any other Ork's dominion save for Ghazghkull's. Confident in his own matchless superiority, Ghazghkull has avoided a common pitfall amongst his green-skinned kind, that of attempting to do everything for himself. Other warlords feel they must always lead from the front, spearheading all attacks, while keeping as watchful an eye on their own lieutenants as they do an enemy. After all, it's a personal disaster for a warlord to be surpassed in deeds by any of his underlings. By contrast, Ghazghkull's authority is so absolute that he need not display such caution. Instead, he cunningly deploys his forces to where their talents are best used, exemplifying his age-old maxim,
"Don't send a speed freak to do a dread mob's job."
Due to Ghazghkull's strategic prowess, his ability to adapt, and sheer force of his character, he now leads the largest force of greenskins seen in millennia. This Waaagh is poised not just to ravage a few planets or trample a star system or two, it is on a course to conquer the entire galaxy.